Hey guys, today is a really special day. Really special for two reasons. First reason is it just happens to be someone's birthday today. Someone's first birthday today. Any guesses? Where's the birthday girl? There she is. There she is. Did you know it was your birthday today? Do you know what a birthday is? 1 year ago today, you were born. Do you know what born is? Yes, today is Bella's first birthday. The 1 year anniversary of the best dog in the whole world being born. So I've got something very special for her later. The second reason this is a special day is because I'm finally going to do something I've been talking about for 2 years. We're finally going to build our third tomato raised bed. We built these 2 years ago, and I had promised a third one here to go from this post to the end of that wall. However, there was no wall right here. It ended right there, and this was just a slump off. This wasn't here, nothing was here. So I'm finally doing it. And if you guys are looking for a very cheap, simple raised bed solution, now not as cheap as the free raised beds we did yesterday on Next Level Gardening up in the cottage garden. We started our Create and Grow a Garden for free from scratch series. So if you didn't see that, I'll put a link down in the video description. But if you have about $20 or so to spend on a raised bed, a 4x8, or actually I think these are 3x8 raised bed, or if you have scrap wood, you could use this idea and the way I'm doing it with that. Let's feed all the animals first though. So this is how far we got on our video the other day for the free gardening. You can't really see them here, but there's rows of compost interspersed with paths that are covered in wood shavings, wood chips. The wood chips and the compost I got for free. And I show you how to do that on that other video. All right, let's go take care of Daisy. We're actually gonna do something different. I've been doing it the last few days. Rather than giving her hay first, I am letting her graze. We've got lots of grass because of the rain. And so I'm letting her kind of be out here for several hours grazing. She's been doing a great job of keeping the grass down. So we've got a bunch of tall grass in this area here. So I'm gonna let her have at it. So I made a big mistake and had her in the video this week, a couple days, Saturday's video on Next Level Gardening. And I had her here eating grass and she was on her lead. And I got a lot of comments about, why do you have your poor cow tied up? I can't believe it, what a horrible human being. Now you guys know why she's tied up. She's, first of all, right here out of the pasture. I don't need her running around the property. But for those of you who are new, who maybe came here from Next Level Gardening, right now we're working on a pasture out there that she can be in without being tied up. But right now we don't have that fully enclosed as safely as I would like. And right now she's out here where she's not enclosed much at all. So she doesn't mind it. She still gets full access to all the grass she wants. I probably won't put her on the other channel like that for a while. So let me just get this space cleared out and then I'll take you through the process. So the first thing I needed to do is take these two 2x6s that were 12 feet long and cut them so I had a 9 foot and a 3 foot out of each one. The next thing to do is just kind of lay them out where they're gonna go. And then take your drill. Then you want 2.5-inch deck screws or galvanized coated screws just so they don't rust. Make sure the 3-foot section is the max width and drive 2 to 3 screws in each corner. If you have gophers and want to keep them out of your raised beds, you want to get 1/2-inch galvanized hardware cloth, and we're going to staple that onto the bottom. Hammer the staples in about every 6 to 8 inches. Now this bed's only 6 inches deep from the top of the boards to the hardware cloth, but ultimately you're just protecting the stem and the main roots of the plant. The root system can go way down in the soil and usually isn't bothered by a little bit of gopher tunneling under that. Another thing I've learned is to take the staples and instead of having them splayed out, if you give them a little tap, it makes the points more parallel and they go in a lot easier. Once you've got all the staples in, go ahead and cut your hardware cloth to length. Then turn it over and level it out. Now I'm using all the mushroom compost I had left from the cottage vegetable garden to fill the bed. Once you've got it about half full, you want to tamp it down, so just do the little tamping dance. You don't want it to settle after you got your plants in there. And I'm going to top it up with some bagged raised bed mix. All right, so pretty much all I have left to do is put the drip tape in. I'm not gonna worry about that today because it's not yet planting time for tomatoes. And then I'm gonna do a separate video on building this trellis over. So if you wanna grow your tomatoes vertically, which I highly recommend, stay tuned for that video. I'm gonna go check on Daisy. There's Bella. It's actually warm enough out here where she's seeking shelter in the garage to lay in the shade. Hey Daisy, how's it going? Get everything mowed down? Doing pretty good. She's very discriminating though. Eats all the way around this weed. And she doesn't like the wild arugula that's come up. Although she is fertilizing for me. Yeah, she doesn't eat weeds. She only eats grass, which is why her friends are gonna come in handy once we get them. There's another hint, and no, it's not goats. We had another frost. Now our last frost date technically is February 14th, but we did have a frost night before last, so I covered all the tropicals here. Oh, I don't know if I showed you guys. You know, I have Monstera deliciosas here. And, hold on, I gotta... Don't pay attention to this, it got frost damage. But the Monsteras here, now I had one bloom at our last house. I did a video on it and tasting it and everything after the fruit ripened. Can you see this right here? No, you can't because the dead plant's in the way. Right here is the bloom. So this was open. This here becomes the fruit. And it takes several months, almost a year sometimes, to ripen. So definitely want to protect that. This is the same plant that produced the fruit at our last house. I brought it here, and right after we brought it here, which has been 2.5 years ago, it put on 2 or 3 flowers. And I was so excited, but the stress of the move caused it to drop all those flowers, so I didn't get any more fruit out of it. So I'm really excited about getting more fruit. Now, most of you know Monstera deliciosa as a house plant. It's also called the Swiss cheese plant. But where you can grow it outside or in a greenhouse, it does produce fruit. And the fruit, one of the most delicious fruits you can eat. Now you know when it's ripe and ready to pick because the scales that are covering the entire fruit toward the bottom where it's hooked onto the plant, they start to get loose and even start to fall off. And that's when you know it's time to pick it. So I'm going to do it. So as I picked it, some scales fell off the bottom. So let me come in here a little closer and show you. So you can see these these scales just fall right off and reveal the flesh underneath that is ripe. I have been told that this fruit tastes like a cross between a banana, a strawberry, and a pineapple. And it actually smells, I smell the pineapple and I smell the banana. This is so exciting, you have no idea. You gonna taste it too, Emily? She's afraid. Okay, here I go. I'm gonna eat this part right here. Let's see, can you see this? All right, here we go. Oh.
How?
I have to say, okay, I'm not being dramatic. That's probably one of the most delicious fruits I've ever eaten. Please try it. Try it.
Wow.
She's not even a fruit person. Is that pretty good? What do you think it reminds you of? Kind of like a cherimoya, but sweeter. If you've ever had a cherimoya
Really
before.
sweet.
It's the next day. Last couple days. Whoa. Last couple days have been very productive. Not by my work, other than the raised bed, but we had the septic fixed. We had the slab leak fixed. The roofer is still going to come and fix the leak in the roof. And then we should be back in working order. The next job to get done is finishing the terracing here in the cottage garden. As you can see, it just kind of ends there, even though this is still a slope up and needs to be held in. And then especially right here, you can see that's just a drop off right there. So I need to bring this up here and across that way. And then we'll be able to use all of these branches to make the garden fence, which will be all the way around the vegetable garden here. Right here will be the entrance, and we'll use some of those longer, bigger poles to do a rose-covered arbor right here. We're going to be leaving in a couple of days to go back up to where we used to live, actually, to visit Emilie's sister. And I'm thinking I might go take a look at our old house, and maybe I'll take you guys with me. What do you think? Going back there always brings up certain memories. Not all like fantastic memories, but you know, I lived in Ventura County my whole life up until we moved here. So going back is nostalgic. And you know, now that all of the family are down here except for Emily's sister, and you don't know what her plans are, but you know, if she moves down here, she's the last reason we have to go up there. And if she moves down here, there's really no more reasons to go home. So anyway, guys, I will, oh, one more quick update on the apparel, the Garden Defiantly apparel. We've got all kinds of different styles, shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve, V-neck, regular, hoodies, men's, women's, of course. We're going with the two designs that I showed you. We are working on a couple of other ones as well. I have ordered the samples. I'm just waiting to get them. One thing I do like about this company we're going with is they have really quick shipping within like a week for most times. A company I had before, it was like a month. So this is much better. Anyway, I will see you on the next video.